Lately, I have been rebuilding bikes, or let's say trying to, and I am finding it ever so rewarding. Recently, I completed a Honda Blackbird that had been involved in an accident and managed to repair it to look like this, which now has meant I am pretty much hooked on project bike builds. And so this is what I'm currently driving 6 hours north to buy another bike that I haven't even seen yet, that doesn't even run, from a stranger I found on Facebook Marketplace. It's funny, you know, because I seem to have these random spur of the moment brain farts. I just get this gut feeling when I see something of interest that I just have to buy it. It's what happened with the most recent Honda Blackbird build. I see the bike on eBay, thought that looked interesting to try rebuild, so I did. And here we are again. Maybe you think I'm mad driving 6 hours north, especially for a bike that doesn't even run and is actually over 30 years of age. But I love the unknown, and I certainly like a challenge. So how about we fast forward this journey and check out my next project bike. Oh, and if you're wondering how I'm going to be transporting this bike home, I managed to grab a van en route from a family member up in County Durham. Oh yeah, I'm here to collect the Honda CR125.
Okay, give me 5 minutes, mate. I'm just on the way back down. I'm going to pick up my lunch. I'll be there in 5 minutes.
Well, after a 6-hour drive north, we are finally here. And so check out my next project bike, a 1991 Honda CR125. So why have I got this 1991 ropey old Honda CR125 as my next project? Well, honestly, I really want to learn more about stripping engines. And so I felt that this 125cc two-stroker would be a great engine to get stuck into. The plan is to strip the gearbox and the head and learn as we go. I also like the idea of restoring a bike, and this bike really stood out to me. It looks so sorry for itself, and I reckon I can make it look like brand new again. Plus, these old school motocross bikes are really going up in value, and I guess there's some kind of nostalgia attached to this kind of bike, because when I was a little boy, something like this would be a dream come true. Well, not this exact bike, but you know what I mean. At this point, I was completely shattered. All the driving left me mentally numb, and so I just wanted to get the bike home. Once we get it home, we can run through everything that is wrong with the bike, plus how much I paid for it. The mad thing is, I actually had worked out that I'd driven over 700 miles in one day. Bonkers. Okay, so it's been a few days since I've got home. Now we're going to take a good look around this used and abused 90s motocross bike and try work out what's wrong with it, at least visually. Okay, so where do I start? Well, honestly, there is a lot wrong with this bike. And so firstly, the obvious. The plastics have all faded, they don't match, and I believe the front radiator shrouds should be white. The seat is clearly missing the foam, as well as its cover. We don't have a left-hand grip on the handlebars, and our throttle cable has completely snapped. This wire here I believe was for the kill switch, and seeing this I'm just hoping we don't find any other missing or cut wires. As for the front forks, there are obvious signs of a worn seal, because I can see that there is oil here that shouldn't be here. The front brake caliper is at least in place, but does look tatty and probably doesn't even work very well. And now for the fun stuff. Just look at the state of this engine. As mentioned, I have no idea if it runs or even how healthy it is. There are missing hoses here, obviously. We have what appears to be white overspray. The gearbox is in a very bad way, since this gear peg is very sticky, which is concerning. Someone has done an absolutely atrocious job at painting the frame. Just look at it. There is white overspray too on the red spring. The chain, well, that appears really well lubricated, doesn't it? The swing arm also has white overspray on it and looks pitted. And on to the opposite side, things continue to appear very bad. We are missing a foot peg and the rear brake feels really spongy. Again, an amazing job at painting here. Just look at that, so mint. I do wonder what the internals of this engine are like based off this bike's terrible appearance. And seriously, the more I look at this bike, I just can't get over the quality of workmanship that has gone into painting this frame. A quick look under the remains of what was the seat, and there is no air filter. The bike was probably ridden around without one. Pushing the kickstart down tells me at least the bike isn't seized, but I will assume the engine is on its last legs. Oh, and did you spot that there isn't even an exhaust system whatsoever? This radiator is missing any protection, and I removed the radiator cap to find that it appears to be completely bone dry. Let's check the suspension, shall we? The front forks we know are leaking, but it also sounds like the headstock bearings have gone too. And lastly, the rear shock at least doesn't seem too bad, which is about the only decent part of this bike that remains. So there is an awful lot of work that is going to be involved in this rebuild, but I'm seriously so excited because I genuinely believe I can make this old 1991 Honda CR125 look like brand new again. As I mentioned, I genuinely believe that, and I cannot wait to get stuck in and present that. However, I can hear you asking, how much did I pay for such a hunk of junk? Well, you know, I did mention that these old school motocross bikes, they're going up in value, and so the sellers know this, and so it pains me to say and confess that I parted with £1,100 for a bike that doesn't run, that I don't even know can run, and is an, I mean, you've seen it. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one. Let me know all your thoughts and opinions as well. What do you reckon? Have I made a mistake? Is this bike ever going to be able to at least be ridden again? Let's say that. Let me know all your thoughts and opinions. Hope to see you on another one very soon. Thanks for watching. See you later.